SOS alert! Get out of your home and see in the sky. Is there any American missile shooting down any unidentified object? No. But Biden and his chaps in the White House said that they are shooting UFOs almost every day. Since February 3rd, post the so-called Chinese balloon fiasco, the Biden administration has assumed control not only in the USA, but also in almost every Western nation. Yesterday, they proudly announced another UFO shoot down in Alaska. Biden and his chaps and their allies are once again making headlines while ignoring the more pressing issues plaguing American politics. It is disheartening to see the media frenzy over these actions instead of focusing on what truly matters. Hi and welcome to TFI Global. I'm your host Atul Mishra. Let's begin with the video report. The recent incident involving a massive Chinese balloon off the US coast, followed by the shootdowns of 3 other unidentified flying objects over Alaska, Canada and Lake Huron on the US-Canada border, has sparked alarm over North American security and heightened tensions with China. Firstly, the original spy balloon was shot down. In another instance, US fighter jets brought down an object in northern Alaska which was reported to be significantly smaller than the Chinese balloon and lacked any means of propulsion or control, according to officials. On 11 February, a US F-22 jet, following orders from both the US and Canada, took down a high-altitude airborne object hovering over Canada's remote northwest Yukon territory due to its perceived threat to civilian aviation. Now, on the 13th Feb morning, US warplanes brought down yet another unidentified object over Lake Huron. The object was described as an octagonal structure with strings hanging off it. Hollywood shit. Unidentified objects entering the United States can pose a threat to the country's national security and public safety. One reason for this is that such objects, particularly unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs or aircraft, could be used for espionage or reconnaissance purposes, which could compromise the country's sensitive information and undermine its national security. Additionally, the presence of unidentified objects in the airspace of the United States could pose a risk to commercial and civilian aviation. To tackle such espionage or heinous intrusions, the United States has a robust system in place to manage and address the threat posed by unidentified objects in its airspace through a combination of regulatory guidelines, interagency cooperation, and enforcement action where necessary. The FAA, DoD, and FBI have all the legal authority to take down UFOs in their territory, yet the Chinese balloon was allowed to roam in US airspace for days. Until now, there have been no suspicions raised, but now suddenly Biden has initiated a firing spree on UFOs. Pretty weird, right? How come so many UFOs have entered American airspace? Were the systems not in place? And if though, how come they suddenly got reactivated? Well, the best way to distract someone from something is to talk about something even bigger, spookier, Hollywood movie level. And Biden knows this game very precisely. Over the last few days, the Biden administration and the Democrat Party has been seen landing in trouble with several reports and updates pointing fingers at the dark misdeeds. From Nord Stream's sabotage to the chemical explosion to Epstein's list, numerous events have taken place. But the media has kept a complete silence. American investigative journalist and political writer Seymour Hersh's controversial report has rocked the boat for Biden. Hersh's report claimed the undersea Nord Stream gas pipelines were sabotaged and that operation was carried out by the US in a covert operation, according to the findings of his investigation published on Substack. Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Hersh noted that the decision to damage the pipelines occurred after more than 9 months of top-secret debates inside the Washington intelligence community. Were we not telling you, screaming every day, that it's the US that has sabotaged the Nord Stream pipeline? The whole Ukraine war has been turned into an energy war. The US from the very first day has been an opposer to Russia-Europe energy links, and so the pipeline has been blown away. But sadly, at the cost of the European energy scramble, Biden made the whole of Europe thirsty for energy. But the talks about this report are very rare. Talk about media integrity. Secondly, the climate champ Sleepy Joe has dealt a severe blow in his climate efforts. A train derailment in Ohio, which caused a 50-car pileup half of the train's length, has resulted in a significant environmental catastrophe. Surprisingly, national media is mum over this as well. 1/5 of the wreck was carrying hazardous materials and the wreckage burned throughout the weekend. prompting immediate evacuation orders for nearby residents on Sunday evening. Despite Ohio being a Republican state, the Democratic Party and the White House are keeping a real opinion on the matter. The experts are calling it the USA's own Chernobyl. Biden admin is insisting that Ohio air is still safe. That's exactly what the Ukrainian officials at the time of Chernobyl also claimed. On the other hand, Biden is also reeling under heavy pressure due to the exposure of classified documents. Several FBI investigations into Joe Biden's personal space have revealed that Biden saved a lot of classified confidential documents without any official consent. Some of the items dated from Biden's tenure in the Senate, where he represented Delaware from 1973 to 2009, Boss said. And some of the items were from his tenure as vice president in the Obama administration from 2009 through 2017. Classified documents often contain sensitive or confidential information that could potentially harm national security, individuals, organizations, or the government if they fall into the wrong hands. Additionally, holding on to classified documents without proper authorization or clearance could be considered a breach of trust or confidentiality, and it could result in legal or professional consequences. Biden did all this, and yet there have been no fingers raised on him, and the media is deathly silent. During a recent trip to the US Virgin Islands, President Biden coincidentally arrived as a case involving Jeffrey Epstein was being heard in court. Soon after Biden's visit, Denise George was removed from her post as Attorney General after having filed a lawsuit against JP Morgan Chase & Company. Wow, that's a dark empire. The lawsuit alleges that the company facilitated Epstein's sexual exploitation of underage girls in the US Virgin Islands and other areas. The relationship between the Democratic Party and Epstein has long been a topic of discussion. It is anticipated that the final set of documents containing the names of individuals associated with the late financier Jeffrey Epstein will be released soon. The unsealed documents may reveal some high-profile names including Clinton, Biden, and some say even Trump. Also, the Hunter Biden story is still far from over. In the most recent developments, Twitter's new CEO Elon Musk has claimed that the FBI's efforts alongside social media companies to thwart foreign disinformation in the run-up to the 2020 election. At the heart of the controversy was Twitter's decision in October 2020 to block users from sharing a New York Post story containing material from a laptop belonging to Hunter Biden. Conservative critics have accused Twitter of suppressing the story at the behest of the FBI, something they claim the released communications dubbed the Twitter files demonstrate. Biden usually shrugs off such allegations, but the Twitter files has definitely left Biden and his chaps baffled. Today, the United States is also standing at the doors of a looming recession. As per Reuters, US companies' earnings woes are likely to extend beyond the weak fourth quarter as a booming labor market weighing on margins looks set to hurt results in the first half of this year. All in all, Biden's last 3 years has left the United States in a really absurd state. The war has ravaged the world and pushed it into chaos and crisis, whereas Biden and his controversies have continued to pour in. The President of the United States is also dreaming of running for the 2024 elections. How will he win? No idea. Yet he believes he must run because, alas, there are some people that will definitely vote for him and the Democrats. For securing a safe bid, the first thing is that the leader must have a clean image without any stains. Then how will Biden secure his win? Through showing a strongmanship, Biden, who favored China for years, is suddenly hounding it. Suddenly he believes that the sovereignty of the USA is important. The senile uncle has awakened after years. The UFO hysteria is nothing but a mere distraction from reality. Next thing we know, Biden is the Spider-Man or Captain America. Anything is possible.